Marriage in China is collapsing, and here's why no one wants to admit it. I used to believe that young people who postponed their weddings would eventually make it up. On some beautiful spring day, they would finally get married. But the data tells a completely different story. It never happened. And the most shocking part, it's not even about love anymore. This could be your future, too. What's happening in China today might happen everywhere tomorrow. The pandemic wasn't a pause button. It was an accelerator. It didn't create problems, it exposed them and made them worse. The first quarter used to be peak wedding season in China. Because of Lunar New Year traditions, it accounted for nearly 1/3 of annual marriages. For many migrant workers, it was the only time to go home, the only time to plan a wedding. But this year's numbers, devastating. And it's not a temporary drop, it's structural. In 2013, there were 13.46 million marriages. By 2022, that number fell to 6.83 million. Cut in half. 10 years, half gone. And it gets worse. People are getting married later than ever. In 2010, the average age was about 25. By 2020, it rose to nearly 29. By 2025, it's almost 30. In major cities like Beijing and Shanghai, over 32. Young people are delaying marriage voluntarily or not. Why? Education takes longer. Graduate at 22. Master's at 25. PhD near 30. By the time you start working, you're already too old to marry. And then there's money. In the past, love plus a rented apartment was enough. Today, house, car, bride price. All counts on men. No money, no marriage. In 2023, after COVID restrictions ended, marriages briefly rebounded. People thought it was a turning point. They were wrong. 1 year later, numbers dropped again. Meanwhile, divorce numbers stayed stable. Fewer marriages, same divorces. That says everything. This is not just economics. It's a mindset shift. Marriage is no longer a necessity. It's optional. Let's talk about the real reason. Cost. The average wedding in China costs around $48,500. That's about 8 years of income for an average man. And that's just the wedding. It doesn't include housing and raising kids. Raising one child to college. Around $10,000, one of the highest in the world. So let me ask you, would you get married under this pressure? Young people today aren't irresponsible. They're realistic. They don't just want kids. They want to raise them well, if they can't. They'd rather not. Because today, happiness matters more than tradition. Marriage is no longer the goal. A good life is. If marriage brings stress, debt, and anxiety, why do it? Being single may be lonely sometimes, but it's free, and maybe that freedom is worth everything. Thanks for watching. If you found this insightful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. See you next time.